Interesting piece over at Time Magazine right now, time.com, The Radical Education of Bernie Sanders. And, Bernie, last Friday on this show, somebody asked Bernie about civil rights, and Bernie gave a kind of, I care about civil rights answer. And I said, Bernie, you're not going to brag on you, but I will. And I pointed out that, he'd been arrested back in the day, and I thought it was SNCC. And he said, no, it was CORE, the Congress on Racial Equality. And here's the article. The civil rights, they're talking about when Bernie was 23 years old. And the civil rights movement also became a home for him. He became a leader of an NAACP ally called the Congress of Racial Equality at a time when most civil rights activists were black. He was arrested for demonstrating for desegregated public schools in Chicago. No big deal, says Sanders. You can go outside and get arrested, too. It's not that hard if you put your mind to it. He once walked around Chicago putting up flyers protesting police brutality. After half an hour, he realized a police car was following him, taking down every paper he'd put up, one by one. Are these yours? He remembers the officer telling him, holding up the stack of flyers. In his second year of college, Sanders made national news. On a frigid Tuesday afternoon in January 1962, the 20-year-old from Brooklyn stood on the steps of the University of Chicago administration building and railed in the wind against the college's housing segregation policy. The young, bespectacled student told a few dozen classmates that gathered there, quote, "We feel it is an intolerable situation when Negro and white students of the university cannot live together in university-owned apartments." He then led them into the building in protest and camped the night outside the president's office. It was Chicago's first civil rights sit-in, put together by Bernie Sanders. 1962, January of 62. Jeez. This guy has been walking the walk for longer than I was 11 years old then. Longer than I've been paying attention.